Good morning, survivors. It's Angie. Today at queenbeing.com, well, this morning in my vlog, we're going to talk about why the narcissist hates you. A lot of times people start out, people ask me, why is this narcissist being so hateful? Why is this narcissist being so hurtful to me? That's what we're going to talk about. So let's get started. Do you ever wonder why the narcissist started out seeming to love you and then suddenly, out of the blue, they seem like they hate you? Or how they idealized you and everything seemed perfect, and then suddenly one day out of the blue they were horrible to you and you have no idea why. That's what we're talking about. Ever wonder why they knocked you off your pedestal? Why they put you up there so high and then they pull you right down? It's because they don't like you. They hate you. Why do they hate you? Because you figured out they're a big fake. Because you figured out that they're not who they claim to be. And because when you finally do figure that out, you start to reflect back to them who they are and they don't like to see it. You become a mirror for them. So we're going to talk a little more about that today, all right? Let's do it. So when you first met the narcissist, you know that he or she was very loving and seemed like the perfect person in most cases. Sometimes you might run into one who, pulled off that whole tortured artist thing. That was always my weakness. Or you have narcissists who would, behave, anyway, at the beginning of a relationship, they seem perfect. And even the little things that are wrong with them, you kind of excuse those things as someone who's interested in them because, you think, oh, they were damaged in the past and, oh, that's just some leftover shit from the last person or whatever. But the truth is, it's not. And you learn that as you go forward. And then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I was so dumb. But you weren't stupid. You were just fooled by a narcissist. So we're going to talk about why sometimes even when you're still in the relationship with a narcissist, they act like they hate you. So, sometimes everything seems fine and suddenly you'll get this venomous response for something like, oh, honey, I left you, some dinner in the oven when they get home late from work or whatever. And then they might, oh, blah, blah, your food sucks. Everything you make sucks. Why would you leave me this crap in the oven? La, la. Why wouldn't you cook something I like? Blah, blah. And that's a silly example, but they literally will go venomous on you for almost anything. They will, out of the blue, everything will be fine, and then suddenly, boom, they hate your guts. So that's one way. And of course, if you dare to have an opinion different than theirs, if you dare to criticize them about anything, hate, they straight up hate you. And then, on the coin can flip, and then in an instant, they're done hating you, and they want you back, and it's like this love bombing thing, and it's the cycle. So the devalue phase. So the first, as you meet a narcissist, you go through I'm going to pause this. Airplane. Anyway, so as you go through the cycle, you start with a narcissist. You're in the love bombing phase. Everything seems perfect. They're acting like you're a perfect person. They've understood you because they've listened to you talk during the beginning, and they understand what you want and they understand what you don't want, and so they do their best to appear to be exactly what you're looking for. And a lot of times they really do a good job of it. And then as time goes on, they are less and less of what you want, and slowly, they begin to devalue you, and then eventually the discard phase comes. Now, the discard phase in a long-term relationship looks like the silent treatment for a period of time. It looks like going out and doing things that are unacceptable and quote-unquote against you in order to hurt you, but just enough to make you worry and make you feel insecure, usually, And over time, they keep overstepping the boundaries slowly but surely. They push your boundaries further and further, and so when you initially start in the relationship, you might have some very healthy boundaries in place for yourself, but over the course of the relationship, your boundaries are moved slowly, and suddenly one day you look around and you realize, holy crap, this is not what I signed up for. And then the narcissist doesn't like that. They hate you for that because they think that, how dare you criticize me? How dare you not think I'm perfect? How dare you not, validate everything about me? And if you ask for validation, of course, that's when more hate comes. You're so insecure. How can you ask, why don't you just trust me? La, la, la. It's like a double-edged sword because you're required to, blindly trust them without asking any questions, even though they probably don't deserve it most of the time. But if you ask any questions at all, bam, hate. You're expected to just trust that whatever they do is fine, and then you're also expected to tell them everything you do and make sure that it's within their limits of what's acceptable, which a lot of times they make up some bullshit rules that apply only to you and not to them, and this becomes very evident to you the longer you're with one. So they hate you, like I said, if you criticize, if your opinion's different than theirs, if you take anyone's side over theirs. If you look at them the wrong way, if you say hello the wrong way on the phone, I literally was in trouble for weeks one time, many times actually, because I said hello on the phone when I was in a hurry. And I was told that I didn't want to talk to that person and I didn't care about that person and da-da-da just because of the way that I said hello. It's ridiculous. Here's a big secret that not a lot of people talk about. A lot of times the narcissist hates you because they are jealous. Now sometimes they're jealous because you have people of the opposite sex who still find you attractive, or they flirt with you, or they look at you the wrong way, or someone says, hey, your husband's good looking, or hey, your wife is really pretty. They get really upset about that, right? Because they want to be the center of everything. They hate you if you're more successful than them in your career. They hate you if you have a different, I already said this, a different opinion. They hate you, and there are a number of reasons that they hate you, but the jealousy factor is huge for narcissists. And what's really crazy is they can even become jealous of their own children. I actually did a whole video about this. And a lot of times when you have a baby with a narcissist, the narcissist is like, I can't believe you're paying so much attention to that little thing. Why aren't you paying attention to me anymore? Well, hello, it's a baby. What are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this is the thing. Narcissists are like, I think that they stopped maturing at a certain point emotionally. And so if you think about the way like a 10-year-old or an 8-year-old would act, or a 12 or 13-year-old teenager, somebody who is still kind of going through understanding life, they don't quite get it yet. A narcissist has like the emotional capacity of a young person in so many ways. But then again, personally, I don't know about y'all, but I know some 12 and 13-year-olds who are far more emotionally mature than a lot of narcissists in the world. Something to think about. So anyway, I don't want to insult the children by saying they're like, the narcissists are like them. But I guess my bottom line here is that the narcissist hates you because the narcissist is jealous of you in many ways. Okay, and then there's more. We're going to get to that. And then if you're too successful, the narcissist hates you because they think it makes them look bad. Okay, so let's say that you're married to a CEO of some big company, and you start a company of your own, and your company becomes more successful than that person's company. That's like a big example. Let's look at a smaller one. So you both work at McDonald's together, and you get promoted to manager before the narcissist. These things, the narcissist takes them personally, and won't be happy for your success. Instead, will be angry that they didn't have success. Okay, and then on the flip side of this, there's another thing. Not only are they mad at you for being successful, and not only do they think they're the ones who deserve the success, but a lot of times they're mad at you because they think so little of you that they don't think you deserve the success. They don't think you deserve to have whatever good thing happened to you. And they think they deserve it. Here's an example of that. So a friend of my husband's one time told him, my current husband, told him that he didn't deserve his family. He didn't deserve to have me and the kids because he, was not cool enough or whatever. I don't even remember the reasons, but it was some crap. And basically this person didn't have kids, didn't have a family, desperately wanted them, but was angry because my husband did. And that's interesting, right? If you think about it, they literally feel offended by other people's happiness and success. And sometimes it's not even their significant other. Sometimes it's their friend or their coworker or whatever. You will notice that if a narcissist is working really hard at a job and really wants that promotion and someone else gets it, even if it's at McDonald's, they're going to act crazy and they're going to act hateful to that person. And it's quite devastating to the person because I'm sure that person also worked very hard for their promotion. So it's difficult, and you sometimes don't even know why the narcissist hates you. They just hate you and you don't know why. It's very hard. And this really sucks. But finally, the truth is that for a narcissist, familiarity breeds contempt. When they become more comfortable with you, they know that you're not going to leave them. They know that you're a good source of supply. They will spit their venom all over you, even when it's not your fault. They might have a bad day at work, and they might come home and just say horrible things to you just because it's like, I've said this before, but it's like you're their emotional dumpster. It's like you become the place that's safe to dump all their emotional trash. And they don't see you as much more than emotional trash in that case. I mean, it's really unfortunate, and it goes right back to the fact that a narcissist doesn't see you as a real person. It goes right back to the fact that if they could, the narcissist would stick you in a little box and stick you in a closet until they're ready to play with you again when they're done with you. The narcissist, in an ideal narcissist world, they would have a whole bunch of you, all different versions of you, lined up on the wall and take down the one that they want, and each time, and then they'd come back and put that one back and play with a new one. A narcissist sees people as toys, sees people as objects, sees people as supply. all right? So I'm going to just say this. You're not supply. You're not an object. You're a freaking person, and you deserve to be loved fully for who you are. You don't deserve to just be loved for what you do for a person, and that's how a narcissist loves you, by the things that you do for him or her, not by who you are as a person. You deserve to be loved for who you are as a person. You're probably pretty cool. Everybody has something beautiful about them, and everybody has the ability to find someone in the world eventually who will see that beauty in them. And unfortunately, narcissists are so good at confusing us and making us think things that aren't true about themselves and ourselves that a lot of times we waste our whole lives trying to prove ourselves good enough to this person. But the fact is that you're not good enough for that person. You're actually too good for that person. And so when you can begin to recognize that and realize that, you know what, I would make a really awesome, significant other for someone who actually loved me. I'm not a bad person. I've been trying really hard with this person for all these years. When you can get to that place, then you can realize, okay, I'm going to be okay. And you know what? Here's the other thing. I just want to say this. I just want to put it out there. If you're going through a breakup with a narcissist, or you're thinking of leaving a narcissist, or you've left a narcissist and you're trying to move forward, I really suggest that people do not jump into a relationship very quickly afterward. I think you need time to heal, and I think you need time to, educate yourself and to change your mind for future relationships. If you want to stop the cycle in your life and in your family's life, the best thing you can do is, stay single for a while and learn yourself and learn to be okay with being single, and then learn to figure out, what you can do to change yourself so that you don't allow yourself to fall into that again. And I don't mean to say that there's something wrong with you. I just mean that you have to work on your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And you have to learn to not accept things that are not acceptable. Do you understand what I mean? Certain treatments, certain behaviors, these things are not acceptable, and you would never have accepted them if they had been put on you in the very beginning of the relationship, but you've been so conditioned and abused by the narcissist that you're now accepting things, or you were accepting things that your real self wouldn't. Like I've had people tell me, I did some weird sex stuff for the narcissist, or I did some weird, I committed a crime for the narcissist, or I let the narcissist cheat on me, and then I let him come back and he gave me a disease, or all of these things. And you know what, or she, because women do it too. I don't want to be excluding anybody here. My bottom line is, you don't have to do anything that isn't within your heart or within your ethical limits. Even though they force you to, and you actually are potentially doing those things right now. As an empath, you're someone who cares about the people in the world, and you're someone who doesn't need to tolerate that shit. So you have a lot going for you, and even though it might not seem like it at the moment, I want you to sit up straight right now, and I want you to write down 10 things that you love about yourself. Nope, 10 things you're grateful for, and 3 things you love about yourself. All right, give it a shot. But before we wrap up today, Sophie's decided today's Funny Friday, so she wants to tell you a joke. Let's do it.
It's Funny Friday. Why can't you give Elsa a balloon?
Why?
Because she'll just let it go.
Oh, good one. Thank you. Okay, one more.
So, one more joke from Funny Friday. Why can't Cinderella play basketball?
Why can't she?
Because she'll just run away from it.
That's a good one. Thank you. All right, I'm going to wrap up for today, so I will see you later today for another video. Have a wonderful day, and as always, thanks for letting me be a part of your life and a part of your day. See you soon.